Some people walk through their birthday like it's any other ordinary day. No countdown, no excitement, no big plans. While others post balloons, gather friends, and wait for surprises, these people quietly make their tea, go to work, run errands, and move through the day as if nothing is different. And if you ask them why, they'll usually smile and say, "It's just another day." But is it really? Or is there something deeper going on beneath that calm, easy answer? Stay with me and don't forget to subscribe, because what you're about to hear will change the way you understand yourself or someone in your life forever. Birthdays are supposed to be emotional. They remind people of their worth, their past, their relationships, and their identity. But for some, birthdays bring something else: pressure, expectations, memories, or emotions they learn to avoid. And when a day becomes heavy, the easiest way to carry it is to act like it's normal. Why do some people treat the one day meant for celebration like it's nothing special? Why does the world expect excitement, yet some people feel safer keeping it quiet? There's a powerful psychology behind this. Their behavior is not about being cold, ungrateful, or uninterested. It's about protection, comfort, and deeper emotional patterns built long before adulthood. Keep watching, stay curious, and remember to subscribe, because each layer we uncover tells a story the world rarely sees. For many people who treat their birthday like a normal day, routine is their safe place. Routine feels predictable. It feels peaceful. It doesn't demand anything from them. A normal day lets them breathe freely without performing excitement or responding to everyone's expectations. A birthday, however, feels different. It's a spotlight. It's attention. It's pressure to be happy, to celebrate, to socialize, to respond, to smile on cue. And not everyone enjoys that kind of pressure. Some people feel more at home in quiet consistency than in loud celebration. And before we go deeper, take a moment to subscribe, because the next parts will reveal the emotional layers that most people never talk about. For these individuals, celebration often feels like a task. If they throw a party, they have to entertain. If people surprise them, they have to act excited. If someone gives them a gift, they feel the weight of responding the right way. For them, joy is simple. It isn't wrapped in balloons or crowded rooms. It's in small moments of peace. So instead of turning their birthday into a performance, they turn it into a calm, regular day. Because calmness feels more like them than celebration ever could. To the outside world, it might seem dull, but to them it's comfort. And comfort is the greatest gift they can give themselves. Stay with me, and yes, don't forget to subscribe, because the childhood roots behind this behavior are even more revealing. When someone treats their birthday like an ordinary day, the reason often begins in childhood. Many people grew up in homes where birthdays weren't celebrated, not out of cruelty, but because the family was too busy, too tired, too stressed, or too emotionally distant. Over time, these children learned that their birthday wasn't a special event. It was just another date on the calendar. And this shapes adulthood more than anyone realizes. Sometimes, birthdays brought disappointment. Someone forgot. Plans were canceled. Promises were broken. A parent said, "We'll celebrate next week," but next week never came. After enough years of letdowns, the mind learns a simple rule: expecting less hurts less. Before I reveal the emotional psychology behind this, make sure you subscribe, because understanding this pattern could change the way you see your entire past. For others, their childhood home was emotionally minimal. No big celebrations, no traditions, no decorated cakes. Not out of lack of love, but lack of emotional expression. So the child learned not to attach meaning to special days. As adults, they continue that quiet pattern. And for some, birthdays were overshadowed by family conflicts, stress, or chaos. The day didn't feel like theirs. It felt like survival. So now they protect it by keeping it simple, calm, and safe. Stay till the end, because the psychology of emotional protection coming next is one of the biggest reasons people downplay their birthdays. One of the deepest reasons people treat their birthday like a normal day is emotional protection. When expectations rise, disappointment becomes possible. But when the day feels ordinary, nothing can hurt them. No forgotten messages, no broken plans, no unmet hopes. An ordinary day guarantees emotional safety. And before I break down how this mindset forms, take a moment to subscribe, Because the next insights apply to far more than birthdays. They reveal how people protect their hearts in everyday life. For many, lowering expectations is not negative thinking. It is survival. As children or teenagers, they might have waited for a special moment that never came. They learned that the more they hoped, the more it hurt. So they taught themselves a quiet skill. Don't expect, and you won't be disappointed. Over time, this becomes automatic. Adults who carry these emotional lessons treat their birthday like any other day, not because they don't care, but because caring has brought pain before. Their birthday becomes emotionally safe when it is ordinary. No pressure, no fear, no waiting for something that might not happen. For them, peace comes from simplicity. And yet, deep inside, they still feel something on their birthday. But it's quiet, hidden, and gentle. Stay till the end, because the deeper layers of this psychology reveal truths that most people never speak out loud. Some people don't just prefer privacy. They thrive in it. They move quietly, think deeply, and live in a world that doesn't need loud moments to feel meaningful. For them, privacy is not a wall. It's comfort. It's freedom. And birthdays, ironically, take that comfort away. Suddenly, everyone wants to gather around them, ask questions, take photos, make them blow candles, give speeches, answer calls, and show excitement. What might feel joyful to others feels overwhelming to someone who prefers a low-key life. Before we go deeper, remember to subscribe, because understanding this personality type reveals much more than just birthday behavior. People who value privacy often dislike being the center of attention, not because they're shy or cold, but because it feels unnatural. They prefer genuine one-on-one conversations over crowded celebrations. They prefer quiet sincerity over noisy traditions. So when their birthday comes around, they don't try to escape the day. They simply choose peace over performance. They choose comfort over attention. And that's not sadness. That's self-knowledge. Keep watching, because the next reason exposes a tender truth many people never realize. People who treat their birthday like a normal day often have a deeply empathetic heart. They think about how others feel before thinking about themselves. They worry about people spending money, taking time off work, planning surprises, or feeling obligated to make the day special. And instead of enjoying the attention, they feel guilty for it. Don't forget to subscribe, because this next part hits home for many people without them even realizing it. These individuals never want to feel like a burden. They don't want anyone to go out of their way for them. They don't want others to feel pressure to buy gifts or arrange events. So they keep things simple. They say, it's just a normal day, not because they don't care, but because they care too much about everyone else. Their birthday becomes less about celebration and more about protecting others' comfort. They would rather have a quiet day than watch someone stress over making it special. This kind of empathy runs so deep that even on their own birthday, they choose other people's peace over their own spotlight. Stay with me, because the next reason reveals a powerful kind of inner strength. Some people don't rely on birthdays to feel valued because they don't rely on anyone at all to feel whole. They're self-sufficient, independent, emotionally grounded. These individuals find comfort in taking care of themselves, in giving themselves the things they once wished others would give them. A quick reminder to subscribe, because this next insight reveals a truth many people secretly live with. Self-sufficient people don't wait for someone else to make them feel special. If they want something, they get it. If they want peace, they create it. If they want meaning, they build it. Their sense of worth doesn't rise or fall based on one date or one celebration. Their confidence comes from within. For them, a birthday doesn't complete them. It doesn't define them. They don't need validation, surprises, or big gestures to feel important. They already know who they are. And that inner stability makes the day feel less like a milestone and more like a quiet reminder that they are still on their own path, moving at their own pace. Keep watching, because the next section uncovers the emotional memories that shape all of this. Behind many adults who treat their birthday casually lies a long history of birthdays that went wrong. Some waited the whole day for a call from someone they loved, only to receive silence. Some were promised a celebration that never happened. Some spent their birthday feeling forgotten, invisible, or unimportant. Over time, these disappointments leave emotional fingerprints that never fully fade. Stay with me and subscribe, because understanding this pattern might help you understand yourself or someone close to you in a way you never have before. Every disappointment teaches the mind a lesson. Don't expect too much. Don't look forward to it. Don't get excited, it might not happen. These lessons become silent habits. The heart learns to protect itself by lowering expectations. And as the years go by, the person stops hoping for big things on their birthday. Not because they don't want joy, but because they're tired of being hurt when joy doesn't arrive. Some remember birthday candles blown out alone. Some remember families too busy or too broken to celebrate. Some remember being surrounded by people, yet feeling unseen. Every forgotten birthday becomes a quiet scar. Eventually, treating the day like something ordinary feels safer than risking disappointment again. So now, when the date arrives, they walk through it calmly, not because it means nothing, but because it once meant too much. And that's exactly why their silence on that day says more than any celebration ever could. Emotional minimalism shows up in people who move through life with a steady rhythm. They don't need life to be loud to feel alive. Their emotions don't swing high or drop low. They stay in a comfortable middle, where things feel stable and predictable. For them, birthdays aren't a source of excitement. They're a spike in energy that disrupts the calm they value. A big celebration, bright lights, a crowd singing, and everyone watching feels too intense for someone who prefers emotional balance. It's not that they dislike joy. They just prefer joy that feels soft, contained, and peaceful. Their natural state is quiet satisfaction, not overwhelming excitement. So when their birthday arrives, they treat it like a normal day, because that's where their emotional comfort lies. Their heart rests in simplicity, not spectacle. Introverted birthday psychology is another layer. Introverts love connection, but they love it deeply, not loudly. Being the center of attention drains them. Even when it's positive attention, it still pulls energy out of them. A birthday, suddenly placing them at the center of a spotlight, feels like a performance they never signed up for. The idea of people waiting for their reaction, watching their expression, expecting them to be cheerful and social. It can feel exhausting before it even begins. For an introvert, a normal day is peaceful, predictable, and in their control. A birthday celebration, even with good intentions, feels like pressure. That's why many introverts quietly slip through their special day without announcing it. Silence feels more comfortable than attention. For some people, it's not introversion. It's a genuine fear of attention or being in the spotlight. When all eyes land on them, their mind becomes hyper-aware of every movement, every word, every reaction. It's a kind of vulnerability that makes the body tense up. Birthdays, by their very nature, put someone at the center of a room, and this can trigger a deep discomfort. It's not drama and it's not arrogance. It's anxiety mixed with self-consciousness. They feel watched, even judged, even if everyone around them is loving and kind. For them, treating their birthday like a regular day isn't sadness or indifference. It's self-preservation. A normal day feels safe, predictable, and pressure-free. But just because they don't want big celebrations doesn't mean they don't celebrate at all. They do. It's just quiet, personal, and deeply meaningful to them. Their celebration might be a favorite coffee, a peaceful walk, a small gift to themselves, or an hour spent alone doing something they love. They don't need balloons or parties to feel special. Their happiness is subtle, gentle, and private. They celebrate in moments, not events. They find joy in small rituals instead of grand gestures. To the outside world, it may look like they didn't celebrate, but inside they felt every moment in their own quiet way. They measure love differently, and that's one reason their birthday doesn't need to be loud or extravagant. For them, love isn't proven through balloons, surprise parties, or expensive gifts. They pay attention to consistency, sincerity, and the way people show up in everyday life. A friend who checks on them regularly means more than a crowd posting birthday messages once a year. A quiet moment with someone they trust feels more valuable than a room full of forced celebrations. They notice the small gestures, someone remembering their favorite drink, someone staying a little longer to listen, someone offering comfort on a difficult day. These small things carry more emotional weight for them than any birthday event could. So while others see a birthday as the ultimate symbol of love and appreciation, they see love in the ordinary moments spread across the year. Their heart responds to realness not rituals. Their birthday also doesn't define their worth. These are people who don't rely on a single day to feel important or valued. They don't need the validation of birthday wishes or grand gestures to reassure themselves. Their sense of identity comes from inside, built on self-understanding, personal growth, and quiet confidence. For them, their importance isn't tied to celebration. It's tied to who they are every day. They don't wait for others to make them feel special because they already know their value. Their self-esteem is steady, grounded, and not dependent on external attention. That's why a birthday can pass like any other day. They don't need to feel seen, loved, or worthy. Another reason is that they don't like forced emotions. A birthday party comes with expectations. Smiling, laughing, looking excited, reacting the right way to gifts or surprises. For someone who prefers authenticity, this feels draining. They don't want to perform happiness. They don't want to pretend. They want emotions to be real, natural, and unforced. So they step away from events that pressure them to act a certain way, even if the intentions behind them are good. For some, treating their birthday like a normal day is part of healing from the past. Maybe previous birthdays were painful. People forgot, plans fell apart, or someone important wasn't there. Maybe they were promised celebrations that never happened. Eventually, the mind learns to protect itself. By keeping the day simple, they stay in control of their emotions. They avoid disappointment. They create a calm, predictable experience that feels safe. In a way, choosing a quiet birthday is choosing emotional peace. And for others, it's about not wanting to feel old. Each birthday is a reminder of time passing, responsibilities growing and life changing. Avoiding celebration helps them avoid confronting those feelings. Treating the day like any other makes aging feel softer, less dramatic. There's also comfort in routine. Routine is stable, grounding, and familiar. Birthdays shake up the normal flow of the day, unexpected calls, plans, surprises, and social obligations. For someone who finds peace in their usual rhythm, this disruption can feel overwhelming. They prefer simplicity, comfort, and predictability. A normal day gives them exactly that. On the inside, people who treat their birthday like a normal day are not empty or indifferent. They do feel something. They just feel it quietly. They notice the messages, the small gestures, the people who remember without being reminded. And even if they don't show it on their face or react with big excitement, those moments still warm their heart. They just don't express emotions loudly. Their feelings are inward, subtle, and private. They may enjoy a simple wish more than a loud celebration because it feels personal, not performative. Deep down, they appreciate being remembered, but they don't want anyone to go out of their way or feel pressured to make the day special. Their silence isn't a lack of joy. It's their way of protecting the peace they've built within themselves. They'd rather feel grateful and calmness than overwhelmed by attention. And yes, sometimes there's a quiet sadness too, not from the lack of celebration, but from the memories attached to the day. Still, they choose to move through it gently. Their heart holds gratitude, even if their routine makes it seem like the day means nothing. They feel, just silently. And if you're still here listening, make sure to subscribe because the next part will open even more understanding, and you don't want to miss it. To outsiders, their calm birthday behavior looks strange. People interpret it as disinterest, coldness, or even emotional numbness. Some assume they're unhappy. Others think they don't care about the people around them. But in reality, most of the time, it's not sadness, it's peace. They simply don't view birthdays the way most people do. They don't chase excitement, noise, or public attention. Their quiet approach challenges the usual expectation that birthdays must be big, enthusiastic, and full of celebration. And when someone behaves differently from what society labels normal, it creates confusion. But the truth is simple. They're not rejecting joy. They're choosing a softer version of it. They enjoy their day in a way that feels natural to them. If you're enjoying this insight, remember to subscribe because we still have powerful revelations coming. One of the hidden blessings of treating a birthday like any other day is freedom. No pressure to be excited. No expectation to react a certain way. No performance. They get to experience the day without emotional obligations. When there are no grand plans, there's also no disappointment. When they don't expect surprises, there's nothing to ruin the mood. Their happiness stays protected because it isn't tied to external events. This simplicity gives them authenticity. They experience the day exactly as they feel, not how others think they should feel. And this freedom is powerful. It allows them to stay grounded, present, and calm. It lets them hold their peace without interruption. Subscribe if you're finding this perspective refreshing. More insights are coming. Even though they downplay their birthday, they still desire something. But it's not parties, noise, or attention. What they truly want is sincerity, a message that feels genuine, a simple "I'm glad you exist," a quiet moment of connection. They prefer depth over drama. A heartfelt sentence means more to them than an expensive gift. A warm hug means more than a surprise event. Their heart responds to subtlety, thoughtful words, presence, a peaceful moment with someone who understands their quiet nature. They don't want the day to be ignored entirely. They just want it acknowledged gently. If this resonates with you or someone you know, don't forget to subscribe. The closing message ties it all together beautifully. Here's the truth. Birthdays don't define them. Their peace does. People who treat their birthday like a normal day are not emotionless. They're simply rooted in a deeper understanding of what truly matters to them. They don't need noise to feel alive. They don't need crowds to feel valued. Their heart works quietly, steadily, lovingly. They feel deeply, but they feel inward. And that's okay. Their way of living is gentle, grounded, and free from emotional expectations. So if you know someone like this, or if you are this person, understand that nothing is wrong with celebrating quietly. This is your way of protecting your peace, your memories, and your emotional balance. Thank you for watching till the end. Your presence here means more than you think. Make sure to subscribe, stay connected, and join me in the next video where we uncover another hidden layer of human psychology.